one closet. Yeah, we're laughing while we live it. We got stories, we got wisdom, some things we probably shouldn't admit yet. Hey, hey. Come on in, there's always room. Pull up a shelf, adjust your mood. We're talking life, we're talking soul. From clutter to cosmic truths untold. It's two in the closet. Zero shame and lots of sass. Get comfy, girl, 'cause we're diving into the good stuff. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. Hi. Welcome to Two in the Closet. I'm Beth.
I'm Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And today we're going to talk about hiding. Why do we do it? How it shows up and what happens when we start stepping out of it.
I love this topic. You know that, Jen. What made you want to do this?
Well, I think it was something that we have talked about.
Ad nauseum.
Exactly. It's 6 in the morning. No, not really. It's 6 in the morning, but we do talk it about a lot. And I realize that I hide when I am not feeling 100%, whether that's not feeling well, emotional, if something's upsetting me, and it's just not serving me anymore. It just kind of came to like not working,
Yeah.
like feeling very alone, actually.
Oh, it's very isolating.
Yeah, and
For sure.
I didn't know this. And we've talked about it a lot, and you mentioned to me, how do people won't know you if you don't put it out there?
Mm-hmm.
And that stuck with me, just so
Yeah.
you know. And I started thinking, wait, what the fuck am I hiding for?
Yeah.
I am who I am. You like me, you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see in the context of a podcast where we're putting ourselves out there. So the inclination to hide is probably pretty strong. I'm surprised that that hasn't happened for me because I'm usually like, I don't want to toot my own horn. I don't want to promote myself. I don't want to,
Right,
say anything about me. But, when I'm saying put yourself out there, this is backstory listener, is in social media. It's like nobody knows who we are. So it's our job to introduce you to who we are away from these microphones. And so that's what I've been trying to encourage her to do. Like, post more about your life. Tell us about something that's happening or some insight that you had or something so that people can connect with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this podcast is one way to do it, but to get people to the podcast, they have to know something a little bit about us.
Yeah.
So that's where I have been trying to encourage.
But also I think it's a good thing because I realized I was hiding in other aspects of my life that were no longer serving me and hinder you not to be your best.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you hide? What's your MO?
I will say I'm tired and my texts will be extremely short.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much, read on my face what's going on. I don't think it's very hard to kind of figure out me, where I'm at. Definitely I'm tired. Definitely I'll say I don't feel well. And just
You could go into your she cave a lot.
yes. I go into that she cave and I don't come out. Well, eventually I do, but I've been spending less time in there. I've been spending time in there, but time where I'm actually not hiding.
Constructive to
Yes, which feels great.
Yeah. There's a big difference.
There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Being in the she cave when you are hiding, or being in the she cave because I want to work on something or talk on the phone privately or whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we all need space to process feelings. It's great you have a she cave. But again, it can end up being a lonely existence and isolating from the people that love you, right?
Yes.
So that makes me wonder.
Yeah.
How do you know when pulling back feels safe versus when it starts to feel lonely? Is there a line that you cross in your proverbial sand?
Yes, because there's isolation and then there's solitude. Solitude,
Where's that buzzer? That's great.
I'm telling you, I really worked on this.
I love that. Okay, tell me about.
Solitude is a choice
Mhm.
and it's a good choice. So when I think of solitude, I don't think of hiding or running away. I think of taking some time for myself, doing whether I'm writing, whether I'm doing a meditation, whether I'm doing yoga or sitting and watching a show. That feels good
Yeah.
because I'm not in isolation. Isolation is more of being somewhere. You might have to help me out on this, but being there not by choice, really, or what? I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of a word, and
I think isolation is, I think it is a choice. I think it's a conscious choice to cut yourself off from people. So,
it does not feel good.
no, when you're constricting,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Versus expanding. We talked in
Yeah,
another episode. So, there's a difference between I want to go into my she cave and I'm working on something creative and I need some quiet time to work on it versus don't bother me. I'm having a bad day.
right.
I'm moody,
Yeah.
whatever. They feel very different.
So I've learned that. I've
Yeah.
learned the difference between the 2, and I like the solitude.
I think solitude also is fertile soil
Hmm.
because you can meditate, you can write, you can contemplate, you can ask questions of your own
Yep.
soul about things, and that is a fertile place to hang out in. But the opposite of that is when you isolate yourself, that can feel like the dry, cracked Sahara,
Right.
right? There's
And
nothing growing.
no. And you're alone and you're in your thoughts. At
Yeah,
least when I'm in solitude, now that I know the difference, I could still be connected to the people I love,
yeah,
but not hide.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
I love that.
yeah.
I love
So
that. For me, um, staying busy or distracted can feel okay to a point. It's safe. But once I do it too long, I feel the isolation. That is very true with this whole work from home after COVID and all that,
right.
because I still am at home 99% of the time. And it became me, it created sort of a house body, like I don't want to go out. Like my car's been sitting in the driveway for a week,
Let's just keep it there.
and I'm okay, but I'm starting to come out of that kind of isolation. And it's not necessarily a negative one. It's kind of a recalibrating for me after being on the road and being around
Right,
people
right,
for
right.
so long, continuously. But I did start to notice a few months ago that I felt more disconnected. That's another one. Disconnected when
Mhm.
you're isolated, right?
Yes,
So, that can push me out of it because it has. It's like, I don't wanna feel that. I wanna feel like I'm
exactly.
part of something.
Exactly. And for me, if I need time to process something, pulling back feels safe.
Mhm.
But when I start avoiding everyone and everything for too long, it starts to feel
Yeah,
lonely.
and I
Then
think
that negative, the
then you have to ask yourself, "What am I fucking hiding from?" Right? And hiding is really not being vulnerable, right?
right. And vulnerable is being scary. It,
It can
it
be.
can be. And I think,
Until you do it and you find out nothing bad
right,
happened.
exactly. And I think a lot of it also comes from when I was younger. I was on the quiet side, little shy, and I kept everything in. So I learned to think if there was something wrong with me or something not wrong with me, but something that was upsetting me or hurting me, I would think that it was me.
Mhm.
Why did I do something? Or, I questioned
You
me.
took it personally.
Right. So hiding became a kind of protection, even though it's not really protective, it can feel very lonely.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's nice to just say, hey, this is how I feel. This is what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do that sometimes. And keeping busy or quiet also feels like a way to protect yourself, like not feeling those feelings.
Right.
So, speaking of opening up a little bit, how does it feel for you when you actually do share? Like let's just take social media for instance. When you share something about your life, what does it feel like?
It feels like I'm opening up
Mhm.
to things that I didn't open up to.
Mhm.
Like, even if it's like I recently posted something of me on the computer outside. I think I had my foot in the feet in the picture, and I was just sitting
That
outs
was for the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
We make money
Yeah, exactly. My feet.
because this podcast doesn't. Anyway.
And anywho, um, so that was kind of a look into a moment of calm for me and a little bit about where I live. I
And nothing bad happened.
No.
So the next step is like show your face.
Right, right.
Talk. Like write a little
Yeah,
paragraph about
exactly.
what you're doing out there.
Yeah. I did write a little something,
Yeah, but it
but
was very brief.
yeah.
Just
Well, you gotta start off
I
a
know,
little small.
I know. You're
But
doing good.
yeah,
You're doing
but
good.
it felt good to kind of open that part of myself so
Yeah.
people know, "Wait, oh, goody.
Yeah.
That's what she does, or that's her environment."
Yeah. Yeah. You
You
don't
know,
have to
we all
take people on a house tour.
"Oh, you don't need to see my
I mean,
your
I think a
ridiculous."
closet is enough for all y'all.
Right, exactly.
But I think, yes, it's freeing.
Mhm.
There's a sense of
100%.
freedom. Um, and it's definitely vulnerability if you're not used to doing it.
Right,
So
and also, it feels a little scary because you don't wanna be judged. For me, I don't want
I know.
out.
I know.
That's hard for me,
I know.
and we've talked about this at 6 in the morning. No, just kidding. Also have a hard time sharing my acting to the world.
Which seems so
I
counterintuitive
know.
to me.
I know. We've
Every
talked
actor
about it.
I know is like in your face. This is what I do. Come to my show.
I
Like,
know, I know.
and you
And
hide.
yeah, and I go on auditions and I produced a play and I do this
A great
podcast and
play.
all sorts of creative things that I really enjoy,
Mhm.
but I catch myself hiding that from people sometimes because it feels really exposed.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I wasn't, like, really exposed, I was more internal, so I think it's been, like, a hard thing for me to, like, crack open,
Yeah.
but I really am finding ways to d open myself up.
Yeah, I get it. And especially sharing creative work can feel personal because you're putting part of yourself out there. I know when I wrote my book, everybody had been saying, "When are you gonna write a book? When are you gonna write a book?" I'm like, "All right, I wrote the book.
Right,
Go
right,
buy it."
right, right,
Um,
exactly.
but there was this trepidation where I'm like, "Oh gosh, they're showing me pictures of actually having bought the book. Oh, now they're gonna read the book."
Right, 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 right.
And then I'm like, "Is this too remedial for it because it's on spirituality?" So I'm like, "Oh, is this, are the people that are buying the book far too advanced to read this?" And I mean, even Michael Beckwith bought it, and I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Right, right.
Like he taught me 90% of what's in there, but is it too simplified?
Right.
Like he'll get it, right? But I went through all that
Of
stuff.
course.
So it can be really, really challenging. But you also, the play that you wrote and produced, Life and Boobs, was incredible. And
Oh, thank you.
it was so good. And like that really showed your personality. I remember sitting there watching it thinking, this is a side of her I've never experienced
Well, I
to this
created it,
extent.
I didn't write it, but I did create it.
Well, it was your idea.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but yes,
But it was so good. Your
yeah,
acting, everything. So
thank you, I appreciate that.
yeah. So putting part of yourself out there, you are always going to have haters. Like you're going to have haters that never tell you they hate what you do. So,
That is true.
who
You
knows?
can't
I don't
hide
care.
you can hide. Well, you can, but from who? I mean, really.
You're hiding from yourself.
Exactly, exactly, and
You're not standing in your own truth
no,
and your own identity
no.
when you hold back.
Right, because I do find when you hide, you're not putting it out there that you wanna do more,
Mhm.
and since I've put stuff out there, I'm getting stuff in return like the passion I want to do.
Yeah.
Does that
But that's the thing. It's like with acting, like you should celebrate every win. You don't have to ram it down people's throats,
Right.
but you don't know for everybody that sees your stuff on social media, just as an example, there are probably thousands who see it but never comment, or the ones who do see and comment. There's
Right.
a whole host of
Yeah.
people that never do. They're
Right.
just scrollers, right?
Exactly.
But you don't know who's gonna scroll past and see a reel that you did of your acting, and go,
true.
"She's perfect for that." You don't know if you don't
No.
put it out there. And if you put it out there and nothing sticks,
Well,
no harm, no foul.
Exactly.
But
You got to try.
yeah, but I mean, there has to be a little bit of self-promotion in that line of work, right?
Well, of course.
And I think in this line of work with this podcast, we do want people to know us. We want to build a community here, but it can't just be us talking and not having a dialogue.
Right.
Right. And part of the dialogue is like they know us a little bit better.
We know
So
them,
they
yeah.
feel like they can connect with us. But, it's human connection in a different form.
Exactly. That's it. Different
Yeah.
form, but the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever had a hidden talent or a project and like you finally put it out there and you were
The book.
the book.
Yeah.
You said,
Yeah. And, I remain proud of it. I
you
thought
should.
it came from a season of massive growth in my life. So I can read it today and remember where I was when I wrote that excerpt or whatever part of it. And I can remember where I was on my spiritual path at that time. So it's like a memory book for me. And it was a labor of love. But I had just somebody a couple of weeks ago out of the blue text me and said, I just read the excerpt in your book called Am I Happy? And I really, really needed that today. That person has had that book for 3 years. And, she proceeded to tell me about a hard thing that she had just gone through and how that really spoke
It's
to
really
her.
beautiful.
So that's the power of not hiding because it helped somebody in that
And that's what we
instance.
want. That's
Yeah,
part of
we're
that's what-
humanity, right?
yeah.
But I think, we're not everybody naturally looks for a little bit of validation. It doesn't mean that your ego is overblown, but it does feel rewarding when somebody acknowledges that they like what you did. And by the same token, if they don't like it, bless them and let them move on.
Yeah.
There's going to be people that just love to nitpick and complain and badmouth people on social media for sure. It's a toxic environment, but you can also spread positivity into that toxic environment.
Exactly. And I catch myself holding back, especially with like acting or projects, not putting it out there, but I am proud of it.
Yeah.
But once I finally share it, I feel like relieved in a way.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not like, and I also think doing this podcast has helped me get out of my comfort zone. It's pushed me to put myself out there a little more to share things that usually I would keep hidden.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see pictures of what happens tonight on your social media tomorrow or the next day.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know something good is happening tonight. You should share that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could get yourself in trouble if you start thinking about what other people are thinking.
For sure.
I do that.
It's not worth it.
No. And when we really don't know, so like I told a good friend of mine something I was doing and kind of after the fact, and my friend was upset because they thought I was hiding it from them. Okay. I don't know if you follow, but in a way I was hiding it, but not from a bad place, but or a mean place, or because I didn't want them to know per se. It was hiding because I didn't want the world to know.
Interesting. Yet. Okay. Well, that's
I didn't, it's like I had this and I didn't know how to put it out there. So,
yeah.
and that's also what's made me also want to do this episode.
Yeah.
Because I feel a little freer and a little.
Yeah. But there's a quote that floats around the internet that says, don't tell people what you're doing until it's done.
You're right.
Something along those lines, right? So I can, like, if you're in the incubator, creating something, I totally get that. And this isn't just about posting on social media. It's about how you show up in life, in
Right,
the real world, with real human connections and relationships. Like, if you hide from the people you love, they don't get the chance to love you the way you're consciously or unconsciously seeking to be loved,
Right.
because they don't know what you need.
Right.
And especially if
True.
you're a giver, if you're somebody who's always taking care of, which I
Yeah.
know you are,
Yes, I am a giver.
then it's like you're constantly exhaling, 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 but you never inhale. It's the law of circulation in body chemistry. It's the same way in relationships. You have to give to be able to receive, but you have to be able to receive, you know?
It's like a
And if you need something or you need some support somehow, but you're not comfortable asking for it, we're not mind readers. Like, we can tell something's off, but we don't know what the off is or how we could best support you if you even wanted that kind of support. But in general, think of it as a circuit, like, the figure eight, the infinity,
mhm.
right? Like, that's the energy flowing all the time. You want that to constantly be flowing. So if you stop, all this is it's going to hit a wall. And nobody's gonna be able to get through that until
No, it's
you.
true.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Hmm.
that's just my thought,
I like it.
And I know that sometimes it's to protect ourselves.
But I
We're
think also it's like you're hurting yourself too.
You are. You're defeating the purpose of what you're trying to do. You're going about it the wrong way.
Right.
Right?
We don't live in caves.
Yeah. So, have you ever have you ever held back sharing something with somebody, um, because you didn't want them to feel left out?
Yes, I did. I have.
That doesn't make sense to me as I'm saying it out loud.
Have I not shared something
Oh,
good because I didn't want them to feel left out?
yeah.
100%.
Tell me, because that doesn't make sense to me. I'm just sitting here going, "Why did I ask that?"
Specific example.
If I withhold something from you because I don't want you to feel left out.
I think
That is making them left out. That is the actual definition of leaving them out.
yeah, that's true now that I think about it. I guess maybe if you invite someone to if you don't invite someone to a party, then you have a party, you put it on Facebook, they see it, and they're like, "Wait, why wasn't
Where
I
was
invited?"
mine?
I mean, that didn't really happen,
Happens to me every week. I'm kidding.
but I just give you an example. I That has happened in my life, not that
Yeah.
particular instance, but it's so uncomfortable because you wanna share what you have done or what you're doing, but then that holds you back, and that's a difficult thing. I've never really known how to I think as I've gotten older, I
We
don't
do not care club. You need to join that
yeah, I think I need to join the Don't Care Club. I really don't. I really don't as much as I used to. I used to really get, like,
in your head.
salty.
Yeah.
Like, when you guys went to that concert, I was salty. Um,
Harry
but
Styles.
right, but I told you guys about it. I was very clear, which was awesome. I told you how I felt.
Yeah.
So, but other than that
Told you how we felt.
exactly. It all worked out. So, yeah, I think we're grown women and,
Now I understand my question.
oh,
You should have dropped the Harry Styles reference earlier.
I
We
just
didn't tell you about it because we didn't want you to feel left out. Right?
right,
Because we didn't invite you because it was a last minute thing.
right,
And we knew there'd be hoops to jump through.
right,
And then ultimately the answer would be no, I can't make
right,
it.
right,
That's the
right,
summary of it.
right.
But we didn't want you to feel left out. But that's really wrong for us because you're going to find out because
Right.
I'm going to personally post it all over
That's
Facebook.
right. That's why I think I felt left out because
Yeah.
I wasn't in the know.
Yeah.
Not that
Okay.
it's
Sorry.
no, I don't need to know everything. You guys,
Yeah.
but it was last minute.
Yeah.
And the answer
was-
probably, unfortunately, it would have been no.
See, we know you
got
well
right,
enough.
exactly. So it wasn't
We
like
know what scheduling with Jennifer is like.
right. So I didn't cry.
Are you sure?
No, I didn't.
Not even a little bit.
No,
Because Harry.
I know I was I was,
You're
but
probably more sad about him than us.
no. I was happy you guys went and you shared pictures and it was great. And I'm happy you guys went. But that's an example. But this is,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Um, what about it's nothing?
Or it's fine. I hate when people say,
My ears are killing me.
oh, they are.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, so
Okay. Let's talk about it's nothing
yeah,
or it's fine. It's not a big deal.
because we know those are 3 lies.
I have a thing with fine.
We know.
It's nothing. I say that.
Mhm.
And I think it's about not receiving, not being comfortable receiving sometimes. Not for everyone.
Yeah, and not being comfortable to say what you really think. Again, hiding. That's
Right,
another
right,
hide. It's
right.
because if you put yourself out there and say you hurt my feelings or I feel bad that you didn't include me in that, you're making yourself vulnerable to
Right.
whatever comes after
But
that.
it's also a learning because I told you guys, and now I don't think a situation would go down like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's a learning because
Yeah.
it triggered me.
She just did crazy
I
eyes.
know,
So,
I did.
wow.
Sorry. Wow, that was weird.
Say
I'm over it.
out.
I know, right? No, but I'm saying I was hurt. I said something, so it changes the story for next time.
Yeah.
I don't feel that
Which,
way.
by the way,
What? What?
Lisa and I are no, I'm just
Oh, I'm like, if you're going to fucking Morocco, that's it.
I'm out of here.
Damn it.
Um,
No, but you get what I'm saying.
I do,
it
I do. Um, have you ever had earlier in life experiences that make you hesitant to share accomplishments or talents as an adult? Like, what was it because you were shy? You know, you talked about being shy.
Yeah,
Is that the driving force, do you think, that kind of built that
a
foundation?
little bit, but also like I tried out for cheer, I think in high school, and I didn't get it, but I was on the swim team because I was, I'm a really good swimmer, and that was cool. I was proud of that,
Mhm.
but like cheer and something else I didn't make. So I think for me, it was about not feeling good enough, maybe, or
Yeah. Yeah.
not making it.
Yeah.
Getting on the team,
Yeah.
but that wasn't my strong suit.
Yeah.
Swimming
Yeah.
was my strong
You
suit,
found
so
where
I
you
found
belong.
my
Yeah.
niche
Yeah.
there.
Um,
What about you?
I, definitely had a similar experience with drill team
Mm,
where I tried out with all of my friends from high school, and there were, like, probably 100 of us in this gymnasium, responding to whatever the drill leader was telling us to do, and I really wanted to be in it because all my friends were in it, and we were marching forward, and then they said, "Turn left," and then she said, "Turn left again," and I turned right. So not only was I humiliated in front of all of my friends, but I still talk about it today.
really?
I just did,
Well, that's true.
you
That's
know?
true.
But I remember it. It's like a core memory of like, "Oh, I don't belong here. I don't belong in
Oh,
drill." No, but I knew.
right.
But the difference is I knew, like, I'm not gonna be good at line dancing, I'm not jazzercise, like, all those things, like, I'm not good in a group coordinated thing, so that's okay, I know that about myself. But did that assist me in hiding? I was extremely shy also in school. I don't really know when and where I found my voice. I think it's probably hasn't even been 10 or 15 years. I remember being in a class and saying, "I will never ask that man a question," and then the next week, I've got a microphone in front of 100 people
Wow.
asking a question, that was, like, such a stretch out of my comfort zone.
Oh,
And now you can't clearly shut me up, you know?
clear.
But I was always very shy and I was always very accomplished, but I know I was always very humble. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good word, humble.
Yeah, I don't know when I became an arrogant asshole. No,
No, I think I think you're confident. I think
I'm
it's
confident.
confident.
Yeah.
I think it's confident. You own in the shit. I think that's awesome.
And I think that that has happened with age. Again, if I say the last 15 years, that's when I turned 50.
Mhm.
And I started to not really have a lot of fucks left to give people that wanted to judge me or, compare me to anybody.
Yeah.
So that's very freeing. Again, back to our menopause episode. It's like it's
Yeah.
very freeing to not hide and to not care if people have their thoughts because they're always going to have thoughts. There's a comment on our podcast on one of the platforms that said, I look like Mr. Magoo with my glasses on. Mr. Magoo was something. I don't know. It was funny, and I thought it was funny. But I'm like, yeah, those glasses are really big. I was wearing different glasses. Like, yeah, they're very big. But you know what? That's going to happen. I'm not going to hide.
Right. Right.
I'm not going to
Right.
change how I do
No,
things
you like
because
being
of some
them, right.
troll on the internet.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
I catch myself holding back even now sometimes. When I was younger, a few kids were mean to me and they would make fun of me because I was like in the special, like level 3 class and with math and stuff. And I remember going home and crying to my mom constantly. It was like felt devastating.
Mhm.
Kids can be really mean.
Yeah.
And I think that also plays a part of me not feeling
Yeah. Comfortable.
belonging or
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
a ringer for me.
Yeah. It can make you really cautious about sharing later in life,
Right.
successes or just
Right.
anything,
Yeah.
right? So, how do you push yourself to share wins or things you're excited about? Or do you push yourself to
I'm
share those, even when it feels vulnerable?
sorry. This
I know they're killing my ears
yeah,
today.
strange. Um,
Our heads must be growing.
I know, right? I would say I'm slowly putting it out there and not
Mhm.
hiding so much from it.
Okay.
I'm and slowly and I want to thank you because you brought this to my attention. And when we started this podcast, you kept saying engagement, 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 engagement. You got to put stuff out there, like you were just saying.
Yeah.
And at first, I didn't really get it, but
Mhm.
slowly over time, I was like getting it. Like
Yeah.
I get it. Like it's celebrating it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing
Yeah.
because it could help other people.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
People will relate to feeling like that. And
Right.
and then you have a point of connection. Now you have a friend, Now you have somebody that maybe turns into a listener or whatever. Even if they only listen once, but they get something out of it, you have done service to another human being, which is a
Exactly.
great thing.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I am proud of you because I have watched you start owning the things you do.
Mhm.
And I'm over here cheering for you
No,
because
no.
I'm proud of you. I don't have anything to do with it, but I
Thank
feel
you.
like
Thank you.
I feel very proud. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
yeah.
interesting. I was talking to my therapist, and, like we were saying, we tend to hide in the she cave. And she told me it's totally normal if you need space. This is really important. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Mhm.
It's really important to have space. And I really took that to heart. And it's okay to step back and process your feelings. But she also said you don't want to completely exclude yourself from life and family and friends
Mhm.
or connection.
Mhm.
So hiding can feel safe, but if you stay there too long, you will feel lonely and disconnected. I think
Absolutely. That's the isolation.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Yes, we all need space, but you also want to stay connected. It doesn't have to be this close,
right.
but keep people.
Hey, I'm going through a hard time. I'll talk to you next week.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, or just hold me in good thoughts.
exactly.
Yeah,
Going through a
yeah,
rough time.
yeah, yeah, and I'll talk to you when I'm ready or whatever.
I have to say I did something cool. I mentioned something that was going on in my life and to you and Lisa,
Mhm.
and you sent, your wishes, and I felt so good that I let you know what was going on in my world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
And then
Well-
she didn't tell us anything else for 12 hours. And I went to the worst case scenario. I did.
Oh, I'm
Because I kept saying, what's the update? What's the update?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. But that's me. That's my work.
Well, it was an oopsie.
Well, and it was a serious thing. So there was a big cause for concern.
Right.
So we were very concerned.
Yes.
But I do check myself. If I start avoiding calls and messages, I typically don't answer my phone. So
I know.
I don't love talking on the phone, except if it's, if it's like you or Lisa or, one of my other friends that is our time to connect,
Right,
for a
right.
period of time, then yes, I'm right there. But I'm going to avoid that call right now.
Is that a picture of who's calling you?
No, it's my friend Mara and her
Oh.
doggy, Maxie.
I love that picture.
Yeah, I do too. But anyway, that's a side note. But I do check myself. I do pay attention if I'm isolating too
Right,
long.
right.
Because
You-
I start to feel it in my own psyche. I don't feel good. I feel it starts to depress me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it can be very
Yeah.
depressing.
Um,
If someone's listening and realize they've been hiding, what's one small thing they could try?
I think ask yourself, where are you hiding? Why are you hiding? What are you hiding? And what would it feel like if you stepped out just a little bit? And I think those questions are rhetorical for each individual person. Like you're going to have your own answers and story.
Right, right.
But I think if you verbalize them or write them or think them, it starts to have an opening. And if you're hiding because you don't feel worthy, you don't have any confidence, that's information. Okay, why don't I feel worthy? Of course I'm worthy.
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Ask deeper questions, Jen. Ask another question. Keep asking yourself open-ended questions because you may find that your whole story is a lie.
Well, that would fucking suck.
Well, no, but your whole I'm not good enough to do this. I'm not
Right.
good enough to tell people about my life or
Right.
post that picture or tell about that event that I was so successful at. Like, you may find that you have been telling yourself you're not good enough to be witnessed because that's what it is. You're being
huge-
witnessed by other humans.
Right. Start small, share one thing you're proud of or excited about with someone you trust.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if you don't put it out there in the world, just start sharing. Because hiding might feel safe, but it keeps you really, really small.
Yep. And come out of hiding if it's just a little and celebrate yourself.
Because we're not meant to stay small.
We'll be right here cheering you on from the closet, of course.
Always from the closet.
Yes.
So until next time, I'm Beth.
I'm Jennifer.
This has been Two in the Closet.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Zero shame and lots of sass. Get comfy, girl, 'cause